Land capability and classification. It is a system of grouping soils based on their capacity to produce commonly cultivated crops, which is also called LCC. Soils are used for many purposes, including crop production, forestry, housing, market roads, and livestock production. Soil classification is based on how the soils are managed and if the land requires improvement or not. What is the distance from the market, what are the kind of forces, and what is the location of the land. The land is divided into two major groups and then further into classes. Group first is fitted for cultivation, the second one is not suitable for cultivation. Lands suitable for agriculture and other cultivation purposes are classified in group 1 from classes 1 to 4th. And lands not suitable for agriculture but are suitable for forestry, grasslands, and wildlife is classified in group 2 and class 5 to 8. Class 1. It is a very good land. It is cultivatable, deep, and without any limitations. It has slight hazards but needs no special practices. The crops cultivated are wheat, barley, cotton, maize, and beans, and it needs no special practices for cultivation. It is well drained, deep, and with higher fertility. Class 2nd. This is good cultivable land and it has some plains or gentle slopes. There are some limitations like such as moderate depth, may require drainage, moderate risk of damage, crop rotation being used, needs special tillage practices and can hold moisturizer. Class 3 kind of lands. This kind of land having moderate fertility and moderately steep slopes and having erosion and severe risk of damage. It is suitable for hay or sod crops and it requires special timing and ease of tillage and therapies. Only some choices of crops can be grown. Class 4 type of lands. These are good soils on steep slopes and are prone to severe erosion. Can be cultivated occasionally. Grains could be cultivated once in 5 to 6 years. It has low to fair productivity and it is unsuitable for cultivation but suitable for permanent vegetation. Class 5 kind of lands. That land is a wet or stony land and it is unsuitable for cultivation. If properly managed, even then the slight erosion could occur and it is suitable for perennial forage crops. Class 6 kind of lands. These are shallow soils on steep slopes and are used for grazing or forestry plant covers. Those need to be preserved and only restricted grazing can be performed. Class 7. That class has steep, rough and eroded land. It has shallow soil, drought, swampy land and it is used for strict grazing or forest management. And it has no capacity for arable culture or permanent pastures. And it may be rocky land and may not have any soil, that is non-soil areas. Class 8. This kind of land is very rough and not suitable for woodland or grazing and it is reserved for wildlife and wasteland. So how are lands classified? What are the bases for a classification? The bases are the soils are well managed or not, if land requires improvement or not, if land is suitable for what kind of crop productions. Some categories of lands are sea land. It is land with adverse climate for crop production. D. Undesirable soil structure and low permeability. E. Land which could have damage with erosion. F. Lands with low fertility may be capable of use of fertilizers and soil amendments. I. Inundation by streams or lakes. M. Land with moisture limitations. N. Lands with salinity. P. For stony lands. R. For consolidated bedrocks. S. Lands with feature of a combination of subclasses. These are all subclasses. T. Represents land with topography limitation, erosion and slopes. W. Soils are representative of excess water due to the inadequate soil drainage system, high water table or runoff from surrounding. X. Lands those having two or more adverse characteristics. So that is all about land classification on the basis of land